Chapter 1. The Mystery of Jasher. There's a book the Bible mentions by name, but you've never read it. Why? Twice the scriptures point to a text no longer on the shelf. The name thunders onto the page and then vanishes into silence. Joshua 10:13 reads, "So the sun stood still and the moon stopped." And then adds, "Is this not written in the Book of Jasher?" Again, 2 Samuel 1:18, "Behold, it is written in the Book of Jasher." 2 mentions, 2 invitations, 2 absences, a witness named, cited, and then vanished. What was this book that ancient authors expected their readers to know? Its Hebrew name, Sefer Hayashar, the Book of the Upright, suggests a chronicle, a collective memory of God's people. And yet for centuries, that memory fades to a rumor, a phantom in the archives. Chapter 2. The Book, Its Claims and the Vanishing. Imagine a world where Jasher was read aloud by the campfires of Israel, a living chronicle beside Genesis and Judges. Scribes and scholars cited it as a historical source, a witness to miracles and lamentations, but time, war, exile and neglect erode every copy. Centuries later, booklets emerge, a 1625 edition and 1840 English translation, texts claiming to be Jasher. Modern scholars clash authentic tradition or a sophisticated fabrication. Authenticity argues with content, and the content is electrifying. Open Jasher and you step into a pre-flood world, familiar Genesis scenes but amplified, colder, stranger. It speaks of mixing of species, monstrous hybrid, the sons of men and forbidden arts. Some read this as metaphor, others as a record of illicit knowledge, proto-science, forbidden craft. The consequence, a world stained by hubris, meeting divine judgment in flood and fire. Jasher does not shy away from angels. It names them, traces their pact and fall. Figures like Samyaza appear, leaders who descended to earth and taught forbidden arts. They taught enchantment, astrology, metallurgy, warfare, skills that unstitched creation. What looks like myth reads as systematic corruption, a campaign that twists humanity itself. Jasher offers sprawling genealogies and timelines, names, lifespans, wars absent from the canonical record. It even supplies scenes like Abram confronting Nimrod, stories that reshape patriarchal history. It paints a violent prehistory. Wars between lineages, city-states now dust, and patriarchs reshaped into warriors of legend. Why was such a witness sidelined? The answer may lie with the gatekeepers, councils, fathers, rabbis. They curated a canon for clarity and unity, and excluded texts that muddied theology or invited dangerous curiosities. Sometimes malice, sometimes pragmatism, but the result was the same: silence. Jasher sits beside Enoch and Jubilees, a library of texts that suggest a different mythic past. Some, like Enoch, survived in remote traditions, others dissolved into rumor. The result, a filtered history, edited by human hands with human agendas. Chapter 3. Implications, Challenge and a Cliffhanger. If the Book of the Upright could be buried, what else has been sealed away? What if Jasher is not an isolated loss, but only one volume of a vast library erased from history? Consider the fragments already resurfaced. Enoch preserved in Ethiopia, Jubilees hidden in caves, Gospels unearthed at Nag Hammadi. Each discovery reminds us that our Bible, though complete and authoritative, was transmitted through the frailty of human hands. Jasher doesn't just retell stories, it reframes them. Abram's defiance of Nimrod, the fallen angels teaching forbidden sciences, even the strange hybrids that corrupted creation. It reads like a mirror of Genesis, amplified, darker and more urgent. And that urgency raises a haunting possibility. Could Jasher be among the sealed books Daniel spoke of, meant to stay hidden until the time of the end? If so, then its whispers may not be for scholars alone, but for us, a last days generation staring into the storm of prophecy fulfilled. Other tomes, other prophecies, other histories may lie behind false walls in forgotten archives. Truths are buried like kings in unmarked graves, waiting to be unearthed by a generation daring enough to look. Archaeology is only beginning to scratch the surface of a far stranger past. Every recovered fragment forces us to ask, whose story are we reading? Every silence is itself a testimony. The erasure tells its own story. We stand in an archive that was curated, cleaned and given shape by fallible selectors. But keys remain, fragments, codices, traditions that may unlock the sealed halls. Are there scrolls of gold, tablets of stone, entire chronicles waiting for a generation brave enough to look? If this stirred something in you, like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming. Because the sealed chests are opening, and the next discovery may change everything. If Jasher could be erased, what else is still hidden? And if fragments return now, is it because the appointed time has come? Stay with us. Keep watch. The next unveiling is closer than you think. Cheers!